G'day, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Combat Commander. And we are playing Scenario 21, St. Agatha, where the Italians are basically a force that are trying to just stop the Americans from heading up the road and so forth. So at the moment we're at 2 VPs for the Italians. We're already at sudden death time, so this could finish at any time. It's the Americans' turn, so the Americans now have got to decide whether they push forward or not. And what I'm thinking is there's not much sense in pushing forward here now, because trying to get up to this objective is going to be problematic, that's for sure. What I'm thinking of trying to do as a last ditch sort of run is, if I get a chance, is try and get this line unit up to here. So if I can get objective 5 without dying horribly, then that's going to give me 3 VPs, which will bring it back to 1 VP on the German side. We have one secret objective left, which is the German objective, so that's the only thing that's going to affect the outcome of this stuff. So if I can punch up there and bring the machine gun forward to lay some fire in there, sort of thing, maybe knock this bloke out to give us another 2 VP, that sort of thing, that's the way I'm thinking. So let's get into it and see what we got. So the Americans finished with a move, a recover, a command confusion, and have picked up an artillery denied, a fire, and a fire. Okay. So let's try and take this guy out first with our first fire order. And we're going to use this one. And we're going to fire the heavy machine gun up the hill into here. So it's at 8 plus 1 is 9, minus 1 for going uphill is 8. Do I have anything to help with that? And I do not. So we have 8 plus 5 is 13, not great. And he's sitting there for 9. Do they have anything to help with that? And they do not. Okay, so 13, they're at 9. Oh, they only get 3. 9, 3 is 12. This is gone. That's the 6th death for the Soviets, and that swings the VPs back to 0. So that worked out well for the Americans. So now, because the Russians still hold 4 of the objectives, we've got to take at least one objective to try and give us something to work with. So I think we're going to try the move. So here we go. We're going to move. We don't have any smoke grenades or anything else. So we're going to activate Sergeant... No, we're not going to activate Sergeant Bueller, or are we? Dum, dum, da. Let's get this right. Let's get this right. I'm going to have to. Okay, so we're going to activate Sergeant Bueller so we can move both of these units. This line unit is going to move out, and it's going to go 1 to there. And the Russians do have fire order, so they're going to use that for op fire, and they're going to bring fire down on here. So they're going to use the squad as the primary, so that gives him 4, 5, 6, 7 for the light machine gun. Downhill is 8. Dum, dum, dum. Plus 4 is 12. So not great, but that's still better than him at the moment. Now I do have a light wounds for him, so we may be able to keep going no matter what. So he's there for 6, -1 for the road is 5, and I don't have anything else to help him. 5 and 7 is 12. A suppression. He would have been better off being reduced. Okay, so at the moment he's been hit. But that is because he's moving, it will be a reduction, but we have the event first. And the event is interrogation. Look your opponent's hand, select one card there, place it in the discard pile. So he has 1 fire left, and he has a recover and a command confusion. So I think what we might do we want to get rid of the fire or the recover? That's the question. Wow. We're not going to be moving anything else this time, so another fire is not going to really make any difference, but he can bring fire on. So we're going to get rid of his fire card. Right, so this bloke was hit 12 for 12, and therefore, because he's moving, is reduced. And what we're going to do is we're simply going to take him away and put a line team there, which will give 1 VP to the Italians, so they're at 1 VP. This guy's still only moved 1. 1. So he can still continue to move. And because he started with 6 movement points due to the command, he can make it up to here if he can survive the fire. So he's gone 1. I've got to get rid of my light wounds card for the Americans. He goes, does he want to come this way? For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that might be a better way. If he comes here, then he comes here. He's going to come under fire there. 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 But if I come in here, it's not going to make any difference. They don't have any grenades. Okay, so he is going to go 2, 3 up to there. And they're going to fire again. This time they're going to use their sustained fire. They really want to stop this guy. So they're firing for 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 2 is 9. We're on the same elevation now. And that's 9 plus 6 is 15. Right, that's a little bit more difficult. He's sitting there for 6 out in the open. Again, I have nothing to help him with. 6 plus 11. Woohoo! 17. He makes it to there. And then he goes, he's here for 3. He goes 4, 5 up to here and takes control of objective 5. And each objective, other than number 1, is worth 3 VP. So we now have 2 VP for the Americans. He's up here. Again, they can fire. They don't have the sustained fire anymore. So it's firing for 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, he should have fired for 1 more, but it didn't make any difference last time. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but uphill now, so it's a 7. Can he survive up there? So we have 7 plus 7 is 14 and an event. And the event is a breeze. Remove all smoke markers. Okay, so all these blow away. So it's just as well I didn't decide to move up this way, because they would have been well out in the open. Oh, long way up there. There we go. Okay, so he's sitting up there for 6. And they've hit him for 14. 6 plus 5, and he is hit. And he is reduced. But he's still there. Okay, so moving on with our move, we're then going to move this squad with the medium machine gun up into the trees for 1, 2, 3. Again, they can bring fire down. onto this whole hex now. For 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 1 is downhill is 8. Plus 6, 14. And the squad first is there for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 7, so he's safe, but we have an event. And the event is mission objective. Draw 1 secret objective chit. Ooh, now this could really make it difficult. Okay, so we now have 2 American secret objectives. This game could go any way. Okie dokie. So he's safe. Now we've got the sergeant who's in here for 8, 9, 10. Plus 7, so he's safe. And another event, which is white phosphorus. You may place smoke adjacent to an unbroken American squad. If you do, each player must break one of his own units in that hex. Yes. Yes, do we want to do this? So I could put white phosphorus here with the smoke. Each player must break one of their own units in that hex. So he'd have to break one, but I'd have to break one as well. Dum, dum, dum. Okay. Do I do this? Do I not? And we will. So let's grab our smoke. White phosphorus lands there. It's only a 3. Okay, we've got to break this guy or break the sergeant. This guy, the sergeant. This guy, the sergeant. We'll break this guy. Like that. And then they've got to break someone. And again, they don't want to really break this guy. So what they're going to do is they're going to break their squad. But they have a light wounds card. So they can play when a friendly squad is about to break and replace with a matching team instead. So they're going to get rid of this squad and bring out a line team. So they still have the use of their light machine gun. That costs 1 VP, so the Americans are now up to 3. So the Americans have done all their moves. So the last thing they're going to do is their final order. Just get rid of that card. Is they're going to do a recover. And that will remove the suppressed marker off their hero. Now they're going to try and do this guy. He's up there for 7. And they get a 5, so he's good. And now this guy down here, who's there for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they get a 7, so he's good, but we have another event first. And the event is Battle Hardened. 1 American unit becomes veteran. So we know what's going to happen there is our bloke who went charging up the hill and made it is going to become a veteran. And that's the end of the American turn. Now, the Americans will get 4 new cards. The Italians don't have any cards. They used their opportunity fire with sustained fire. What was this for? Where did that come from? Dum, dum, dum. Oh, yes, sorry. They used that, and they've used their light wounds. So they just get 4 new cards. They can't do anything else. So it's back to the Americans again. They have a command confusion and an artillery denied. And they get an artillery request. an artillery denied again, an advance, and another recover. Do the Italians have anything weird and wonderful? And they do not. Okay. So, okay. An advance, we don't need to use recover. So we forget about that. Command confusion we can't use. The two artillery denieds we can't use, except one of them has a dig in that we might be able to use. And we have an artillery request. Okay, let's do the artillery request first. So we'll use it. Sergeant White is going to call in fire. No, our hero is going to call in fire here. Okay. So we have a range of 1, 2, 3. Dum, dum, dum. And we get 2 times 4 is 8, so it hits, and we'll see where it spreads to, and it goes 1, 4. So 1 goes up to here, 4 comes back to here. It is going to hit all of these. So we'll start up here at the 12 o'clock and move it to here and then into the center. So we're hitting for 8, but we're hitting into here for an extra 2. So that's 10. So straight up we have 8. For the, in fact, we'll leave that one to last and we'll do these. So we're hitting for 8 into here. So it's 8 plus 2 is 10. And he's sitting in here for 6 plus 4 is 10. And he's fine. Then we'll come into here. Again, 8 plus 2 is 10. He's sitting here for 8. And 4 is 12. And he's fine. And he's in there for 9 plus 4 is 13. And he's fine. And now we're hitting into here for 14 rather than 12 because we get the plus 2 being in trees. And he's in there for 7 plus 2 is 9. And 6 is 15. So they're all fine. So that didn't achieve anything. Right. So that gives us an advance. And that's it. Okay. Well, I think there's not much sense in advancing him into there because he's only on a 4. And in here they'd be 2, 4, 6. Not real flash. And I do not have an ambush, which may have come in very handy. So I'm just going to play it safe. I am going to play the advance, but I'm going to advance these 2 back down here. So they're out of line of sight. And they're not sitting out in the open. And that is all that the Americans can do. They'll get 2 cards and we're back to the Italians. And the Italians have a fire, a command confusion, another fire, and a move. Thank God they didn't get an advance. Okay, so what do they want to do? And I think the first thing they want to do is fire. So they're going to fire, and they're going to fire up here. We're going to activate the sergeant. We can't join fire, but he can fire and they can fire. So we're going to fire with this guy first, and he's going to fire for 4 straight across with nothing to help. 4 plus 6, 10. And he's sitting up there for 7. Plus 3 is 10. And I didn't have anything to help him at all, so he is suppressed. Okay. And now we have this firing now at 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, uphill is a 5. Or we go 3, plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Yeah, and going uphill, so we've actually got 6. And we're going to use hand grenades as well. So that will give us 8 total. Plus 10. They really don't want him up there. 18. Okay, now he's sitting up there for a 6 with nothing to help. And 9 is 15. It was a good go, but he's now been reduced. So he's suppressed, veteran, reduced, teen. Okay, so that's their first order. They have another fire order. Nobody else can reach him to shoot at him. So do we fire down into here? Or do we hold it in case they try and do something dastardly? I think we will fire, and we're going to fire down at Sergeant White again. So second order, fire, and we're firing here. This is the only one that can fire. So he's at 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Downhill is 7. Plus 7 is 14 with an event. And the event is command and control. Gain 1 victory point for each objective you control. And they control 3 objectives still. They have 2, 4, and 3. And that takes the VP again down to 0. Wow. Okay. So Sergeant White is under fire, under 14 points of fire, and he's in there for 8. Plus 1 is 9. 9 and 8, 17, and he is safe, and that is all that they can do. And they'll get 3 new cards. And we're back to the Americans, who have a recover, 2 artillery denied, and a command confusion. And they've picked up a move and a recover. Damn, not even a fire. I really wanted to, I really wanted something. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, is that one I want to use? No, it's not. I'm going to use this recover. So we'll remove his suppressed. I didn't see if the Italians had anything special. They do not. And now we'll try and recover this guy. And he's trying to recover, rally him for 8. Oh, he does not rally. That's a 10. Now what do we do? Okay, I can't fire, but I could move and assault fire because I have the machine gun. Make 1 fire attack with any number of your units, weapons with boxed firepower that are currently activated to move. If I can punch them, then I've got a bit of a chance. So I'm going to activate this line unit here to move. So the first thing he can do then, so we have our move as our second order, and we're going to use assault fire. And that's my other recover card, which is a pain, but I think I've got to do it. So assault fire with him we're going to fire for 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Up the hill is 8, through the smoke is 5. Make sure I got that right. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Uphill is 8 minus 3. Yes. So the shooting for 5. I have nothing else to help. Oh, and a 4. Only shooting for 9. Yuck. Okay, so he's here for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got a light wounds. I've got 2 light wounds if they need it. Okay. Righto. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And they have plenty and an event. And the event is suppressing fire. Suppress 1 enemy unit in a hex within both range and line of sight of a friendly machine gun. Right. So what they are going to do is they're going to suppress our little man up on the hill again to make it easier to bump him off. Okay, so he's fine. And then we have the sergeant with 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus 6, and he's fine as well. Now this guy has to move. So he, of course, will move up into the smoke for 1. And they will... Now, this is the thing. Do they opportunity fire on him, but they only have 1 fire card? Or do they hold it to bring fire on him to knock him out? They don't have a move to get somebody into there at the moment, but if they can knock him out, then they've got a good chance of bringing this guy forward at least, sneaking up around the back if need be. 1, 2, 3, 4, or even, 1, 2 straight in there, in fact, and getting away with it. Ooh. Decisions. Do we opportunity fire? Now, if we opportunity fire, we're going to fire for 5, 6, 7 into there. Plus 1 for downhill is 8. Minus 3 is 5. And I don't have any grenades or anything else to help. They're firing for 5. He's there for 5 because of the road. Oh, geez. What's more important? Knocking him out? Because if the Americans get an advance, they're going to jump in there and there's a good chance they could take objective 4. Whereas this bloke's not going to do anything at the moment, even though he's holding that objective. As an Italian, we still hold 3 objectives to their 2. So I'm going to take the shot here. I think that's more important. So 5, 6, 7. Downhill is 8. Minus 3 is for 5. That's their fire order for opportunity fire. So it's 5 plus 5 is 10. Right. Okay, and he's there, like I said, for 6. Plus the road is a minus 1 is 5. Plus 10 and he's safe. Okay, so he's moved to there for 1. He can still move another 5 if he wants. And this up here is just a team. So he could actually come the whole way up. And I think that's what we're going to try and do. So he's going to move 1 to there, 2, 3 to here. They can fire again for 5, 6, 7 into here. Again, they don't have anything to help, but that's 7. Oh, plus 9 is 16. Okay, and he's sitting there for 6 with nothing to help him. 6 and 5, and he's hit. Again, this might have been a bridge too far. Okay, so he's made it to there. Okay, and there's nothing else happening there, and the Americans can't do any more. So they will get 3 new cards, and it's the Italians' turn. And the Italians have a recover, which they could use over here, but they also have 2 command confusions with light wounds. So the light wounds are going to come in handy for what? Bugger all at the moment, because this is already down to a team. And this is the one we have to really worry about. So I'm going to get rid of the 2 command confusions and give them 3 new cards. Because we want firepower, we want ambushes, that sort of thing, in case the Americans do something funny. Okay, back to the Americans, and they pick up a move, a rout, and a fire. Jesus. We didn't get a recover, which is what we really, really needed. Okay. The Americans are going to get rid of their command confusion and artillery denied, a rout, is that all they want to get rid of? Or do they want to do something? So what I'm thinking, the other thing I could do is I could activate the sergeant to move. I do have a fire card with smoke grenades. So I could chuck more smoke here to move into here. I may get a better than a 3 to give him some more cover. And then that brings both of these into his command radius at least. Or it could end up costing me my sergeant. But if I do nothing, there's a good chance I could lose both of these troops as well. If I can get him up to some of these troops, then there's a good chance if we get a recover, then I can at least recover this one especially. So then hopefully I can get a advance into there. It's all a gamble. Their job is to try and punch through. It's the Italians' job to try and stop them. So we are going to. We're going to move. We're activating the sergeant. This guy can't go anywhere. He's only got a 1. The only place he could go, well, he could go to here. He's still going to be in range of them, so that's not going to really help. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going here and then pop smoke here. So we take the gamble on moving here, then pop smoke here and move to here. They're not going to get a great shot at him. Yes, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to move into here for 1. Do they have a fire? And they do have a fire. So they're going to opportunity fire. So again, for 5, 6, 7, plus 1 for downhill is 8. Minus 3 is 5. But they are also going to crossfire that. And that gives them 7. And on top of that, another 7 is 14. And he's sitting there for 8 minus 1 is 7. Dun, dun, dun. 7. No! Plus 5 is not enough. And he is reduced. And he doesn't get to go any further. However, he is moving, so he can still use the smoke grenades, which he's going to do, and he's going to pop smoke into here. Hopefully it's a big one. It's a 10. That's what he wanted. Okay. So anything else they can do? Well, the only thing they can do is try and get rid of another card, so they're going to rout. And they're going to try and rout this bloke over here. He's there for 9. They get an 8, nothing happens. But at least they get 3 new cards. 1, 2, 3. And it's the Italians' turn, and they have a recover and a command confusion. So again, do they get rid of the command confusion for the light wounds, or they do a recover on him? Dun, dun, dun. Either way, they're going to end up with the same sort of thing, so they may as well try and recover him. So again, recovering him, 6 plus 3 is 9, and he does recover. So at least he's not going to become a Kaz. That's all they can do, and they'll get 3 new cards. 1, 2, 3, and it's back to the Americans with 2 artillery denieds, a command confusion, and they get a recover, and a command confusion. God almighty. Okay, so they are going to recover. So the first thing we're going to do is remove this suppressed counter. Then we're going to try and recover our poor little man here. And he's sitting there for 9. -1 is 8. And gets an 8. And he is suppressed. Oh! Okay, now this little man here, he's there for 8. And we get a 6, so he's back. This is the man that we are really, really relying on at the moment. And then we have our little man up here who's up there for 8. And we get an 8 and he's suppressed again. Wow. He's done so much and he just doesn't know what else he can do. So what else can they do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They get 1 card. The Italians finished with a command confusion, and they've picked up a recover and 2 command confusions. Okay, so they're going to get rid of 2 command confusions. All 3 of them have light wounds on them. So, yep. And they will get 2 new cards. I don't think they really want to recover the Americans. And the Americans pick up 1 card, which was a command confusion. And I can't do anything. I've got to recover these troops. That's the most important thing at the moment. So I've got 5 cards that I can't really use. One of them at least has got a dig in, and one's got a crossfire and a spray fire, but totally useless to me. So we're going to recover. So again, we'll get rid of these suppress markers. Again, an 8 for him. And we get a 7 and an event. We'll have a look at the event first, which is field promotion. If not already in play, you may place Private Adamson into a hex containing a broken American unit. So we are going to put Private Adamson into here. Now, it doesn't say that we can rally him or anything else. Just put him in there. So now we have a little bit more up there, which is great. Okay, so our sergeant is back. And now for our little man here, who has 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10 now. And gets a 9. So thank God that guy came in, because that's the only thing that allowed this team to get up there. Okay. Okay. And that is all that the Americans to do. They get 1 card. Okay, the Italians have a recover, a command confusion, can't use either, and have picked up a move and a fire. A move and a fire. Okay. So they are going to fire. Yeah. So this is the best place to fire into. They don't really want to fire into here. They can't fire into here. They just don't have the firepower to go in there. It'd be a negative with the hindrance. They could fire into here. I've got a spray fire, but I can't effectively use it because I can't target two adjacent hexes where I can actually get fire into. And they're not moving, so I can't use a crossfire. Okay, so most important at the moment is these guys then. So we're going to fire up here. So we have 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, uphill is 6. Plus 5 is 11, not great. But they don't have any cover up there. So this little guy here is there for 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9. I have nothing to help with it. So we have a 9 plus 5 is 14, and he's okay. And then Private Adamson is up there for 6. Plus 8 is 14, and he is fine as well. Which only leaves us then with a move order that we can do. And I'm going to try a little bit of a cheeky to try and do something here. So the Italians are actually going to move as a second order. They're going to activate this guy here. I didn't activate him to fire because I was thinking of this before. And he's going to go 1, and he's out of line of sight of everybody. He's then going to go 2 to here. Again, this is the only line of sight, but we don't have range. And then 3, 4 into here. And he can move up into here next time to bolster this. And he's still blocking this road in case this guy tries to go diddly-bop down the road and go anywhere. And that's all they can do. And they will get 2 cards. The Americans got 1 card for last time, and they pick up a fire. It's got an ambush on it. But they don't have an advance. I think we need new cards. I'd love to fire. If I did, what would I have? I'd have 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, downhill is 8 into here. But I've got nothing else to help with it. So I'm not going to fire. I'm taking a gamble again. I need to get rid of cards. So I'm going to get rid of an artillery denied, a command confusion. I'm keeping 1 artillery denied with the dig in, just in case if we survive another sudden death. I can put some foxholes up here. I'm going to get rid of the other 2 command confusions. So that's 4 new cards for the Americans. Do I care? Do I care? Do I care? No, I'm getting rid of the dig in 1 as well. That's 5 cards for the American. No, 4 cards will do. The Americans draw 1, 2, 3, 4 just as well. They've only got 1 card left to draw. And we're back to the Italians with their recover, command confusion, recover, and move. So they are going to move. They're going to activate this guy here, and he is going to jump up into here. So it's 1 for going uphill and 2 for in. He can do it. And then we can opportunity fire into here if we wish. We have the 1 fire, and we've picked up a move, a fire, artillery, and a fire. Okay. So we are going to fire. And we are going to fire, of course, with these ones. No good shooting out of here because of the smoke. So as we said, this is 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. Downhill is 8. We're not using a machine gun or anything else. There's nothing else I can use to help. We draw our card. And it's 8 plus 6 is 14. The Americans have no cards yet, but they don't need to draw one. So we're at 14. The Italians have a light wounds card that could help this guy. So we'll shoot here first. And this guy is here. For 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. And 4 is 15. He's safe. The squad is there for 7, plus 2 is 9, and 3 is 12. 14. So he is suppressed. In fact, no, he's broken because he was moving. So they do have a recover. I'm not going to use light wounds. We are going to break him because effectively the Americans can't bring any other effective fire onto here. Okay, and then the sergeant, again, for 8 plus 3 is 11 and 10, and he is safe. Okay. What else can the Americans... the Americans done theirs. What else can the Italians do? They've got their move. They've done their move. So then they're going to recover. So again, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to recover that squad. Oh, just did it. It's a 10. And he is back. So all he did is duck down out of the way and jumped back up again. Okay, what else do they want to do? They have a recover again and a command confusion. So that's it. That's the end of their turn. They draw 2 cards. The Americans have 2 fires, artillery denied, move, and artillery request. So I think we're going to do a move. Dun, 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 dun. So we are. Yes, we are. We are going to move. And we're going to move the sergeant here. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3 up to here. Now, if they have a fire card, they could fire into here. That would be 4 plus 2 is 6, 7, 8, 9 would be a -1, so they can't do it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 into there. No, they can't. So they can't do that. So I'm thinking of leaving the sergeant here rather than coming up here, even though he could come up here, because that would allow these to zap in there, or these to zap in there, or in fact I could advance with this, and one of them into there as well and really do something. But I can't at the moment. What I can do for my second action, if I wanted to, order I should say, is I could fire. But both my fires at the moment have ambushes on them. I think I've still got to. So we are going to fire as our second order. We're going to fire from here downhill again. So we have 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Downhill is 8. We have to draw a card now. And we can't. So we shuffle the deck. And this is a sudden death roll. So the time now goes up to 9. Sudden death was at 7. Right. So again... Dun, dun. We're at 0 VP. If the result is less than the time, the game immediately ends. Okay. So 7 and below, the game ends. Throwing cards around. Okay. Here's the American deck. We'll cut the deck. 7 and below the game ends, we have a 12. Okay, so the game goes on. So this becomes the top of the deck. This becomes the bottom of the deck. Okay, so 1 VP to the Italians. We have to remove 1 smoke, so we'll remove this one. If it was the Italians, they would have removed this one. Then we get dig-ins. So did the Italians have a dig-in? They do not. But the Americans do. So they are going to put foxholes in. Now, I was going to put them here. But I think what I'm going to do is, in case this smoke disappears, I'm going to put them right here to protect my main asset. Okay. Okay, so we are shooting downhill for 8. Plus 5 is 13. We have nothing else to help with it. 13 into here. We have this guy with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Again, we still have a light wounds that can be used. We have 11 and 6, he's good. For the squad is 7, 8, 9, and 3 is 12. And 8 is wonderful. And for Sergeant Ottolini, we have an 8, 9, 10, 11, and 10, and he is fine as well. And the Americans can do no more. And they get 4 cards. And we will stop there because I'm just about to run out of storage on my phone. And when we come back, it will be the Italians' turn. This has gone a lot longer than I was expecting. So again, thanks very much. Take care, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.